This is War Mind, and what you're about to hear might change how you see everything. In Part 1, we uncovered the A-12 Avenger, the U.S. Navy secret stealth bomber, a phantom of the Cold War that vanished before it ever flew. In Part 2, we exposed the cover-up, how the Pentagon canceled the program, then buried the truth behind state secrets to avoid paying billions. In Part 3, we revealed the fatal flaw, not in the men, not in the money, but in the machine itself. A flying wing too unstable, too fragile, too heavy to ever survive on a carrier deck. Now, in Part 4, we go deeper. Beyond the blueprints, beyond the boardrooms. Into the shadows, where a handful of men risked their careers, their reputations, and their futures to tell the truth. Subscribe to War Mind and never look at war the same way again. When the A-12 was cancelled, the government claimed the contractors failed. They said General Dynamics and McDonnell Douglas couldn't deliver, that they were in default. But inside the Pentagon, inside the Navy, inside the contractor offices, people knew that wasn't true, and some of them spoke up. Meet Peg Olsen, a defense analyst with the Navy, assigned to the A-12 program. She wasn't a pilot, not an engineer, but she was the keeper of the numbers. And when she saw the data, she saw a disaster in motion, over budget, yes, behind schedule. Absolutely, but the Navy knew, they had been warned, for times. She documented it, flagged it, sent memos up the chain, and then, silence. When Dick Cheney pulled the plug, she didn't stay quiet, she fought, she testified. She became a key witness in the legal war that followed. But the Navy didn't protect her, they sidelined her. Because in the military-industrial complex, truth is often the first casualty. Then there was Finster, the lead attorney for McDonnell Douglas. When the government invoked state secrets to block the lawsuit, Finster didn't back down. He argued that the real secret wasn't national security, it was embarrassment. The government had changed the rules, hid the warnings, then killed the contract and blamed the builders. He called it what it was, bad faith. And in 2011, a federal judge agreed. The court ruled the government did withhold critical information. It violated the Helen Curtis Doctrine, a legal principle that says if the government gives you false specs, they must warn you. They didn't, so the contractors won, or so it seemed. Because then the government did the unthinkable, they reasserted state secrets. They said, even discussing what we knew could harm national security. And just like that, the victory was erased. No damages, no accountability, just more silence. But here's what they couldn't hide. The A-12 wasn't empty. It wasn't a blank slate. Parts had been built. Systems tested, designs finalized. One insider said, you could have assembled a nearly complete airplane from the parts already made, but the Navy claimed otherwise. And when the contractors tried to salvage their work, the government seized everything. Every blueprint, every component, every record, and then they disappeared, buried, shredded, classified. To this day, no A-12 has ever been seen by the public. No cockpit, no wreckage, no museum display. Just rumors, sketches, and the word of men who were there. And the money, over $5 billion, was spent. But when the program died, the Navy didn't return the unspent funds. Instead, they funneled the money into other black programs, a practice known as blended funding. They took cash from secret projects, pooled it together, and used it to keep the A-12 alive, without Congress ever approving it. That's illegal. The Constitution is clear. The executive branch can't spend money unless Congress authorizes it. But the Navy found a loophole, and the Pentagon looked away. So when you hear about defense waste, about failed programs, about cost overruns, remember this: the A-12 wasn't just mismanaged. It was manipulated, a program used not to build a bomber, but to test how much the system could get away with. Could they cancel a contract unfairly? Yes. Could they hide behind national security? Yes. Could they punish the innocent and protect the powerful? Again and again. And the whistleblowers. Some were ignored, some were punished. But they weren't silenced because their words survived. In court transcripts, in declassified memos. In the quiet corners of military history, they proved one thing beyond doubt. The A-12 didn't fail because it was broken. It failed because the truth was too dangerous to allow. This is part 4 of our series on the A-12 Avenger, the stealth bomber that never was. In the next episode, we'll expose the real reason the Navy wanted it, not for war, but for power. And how its ghost still haunts every stealth program today. Thanks for watching War Mind, where history isn't just told, it's felt.